Hello and welcome to another one of those programming things I do. This is called 52 Cards, and it's pretty simple. And here we have the King of Clubs, and there's the Eight of Hearts, and a Joker, and the Four of Diamonds, and it's a thanks Windows, thank you. It's a card game simulator thingy. So as you can see on the very bottom, it tells you how to play. It tells you, like, for instance, right now, left click to grab a card, or to flip or to draw a card. And then you can scroll down over a deck to shuffle it, scroll up to pick up the deck so you can move it around. And then once you pick it up, you have to left click to place it. I need to work on the control scheme a little bit. It's slightly confusing with the fact that you scroll up to pick up a deck, but that's the only time scroll up picks up something or drops it. Everything else is left click. So yeah, that's something I definitely need to work on. But right now, hold on, oh yeah, and oh yeah, it's not a weird bug, I know exactly what it is. See, right now, I'm holding a card. I'm gonna put it on that, and actually now I'm holding a deck with that other card beneath it. That's something I need to fix. And this is a card, which I'll put on there. And, these cards, oops, nope, I flipped it. Now I picked it up, place it on here. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe it was, oh yeah, gosh, I gotta remember how to do these things, and I just discovered another massive bug. So yeah, that's something that needs to be fixed. So yeah, this is very early build, but I figured I'd show it off anyhow, just to be like, hey, look, I did a thing. I'm working on a thing. Obviously I need to fix those bugs that are popping up right now first before I go on with development. But what I really want to do is I want to make it. Oh, there was a Joker. Damn it. I really want to make it so that, well, actually, I can just restart this thing without a Joker by modifying the code. There we go. Now the deck won't have Jokers in it, and I think I'll actually add another Joker here to start with, so that if you do want Jokers, you can get them. But let me just put that all the way in the corner for now, because we don't want it. I'm going to shuffle this deck several times. I'm going to put it in the top corner here, and now I'm going to play Solitaire, which, by the way, disclaimer, I don't know how to play Solitaire. Also, I just realized that part of my control scheme means that you have to place cards really weirdly in order for it to work, which I don't like. So, also there's not enough room on this window to actually properly play Solitaire. But those are things that can be worked on. So, let's see, I gotta draw a card, flip it, place it, draw a card, flip it, place it, draw a card, flip it, place it. Again, I have no idea if I'm playing this properly. I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna do a thing. So, nothing we can do. So let's draw a card, and we have a Two of Diamonds, which we can't do. Oh yeah, aces automatically like go to the side. I only know anything about Solitaire because my girlfriend was teaching me how to play Solitaire yesterday. And can clubs go on hearts? I don't know. I'm gonna pretend that it can. And Two of Diamonds, I guess I will put that. Well, no, I'm not gonna do anything with that. So yeah, this is it. It's a card game. It's a very simple thing. It needs work. In fact, I need to make the default card size smaller. And I thought I'd just briefly show it off. And do you want to look at the behemoth of code that makes it work? Because it's quite a lot, actually. So we start by, this is like some setup stuff to set some variables, get some classes. There's a deck class and a card class. I have a little function here called make deck that just says, hey, for all the suits and for all the ranks, make me the cards. And then if you want Jokers, by passing a Boolean value called Jokers, then make 2 Jokers. Then down here in the actual load, we have everything stored in items, and I'm saying, hey, put a deck in here, and then shuffle the cards of that deck, move it to the center of the screen, and then place another card on the screen, which I'm actually going to change this right here to place it, let's see, a little closer on the width aspect. And then I'm going to, oh yes, and it's flipped over because by default everything is face down, if I remember correctly. And then I'm going to have another one where I move it to 85, 105, and it's going to be on items 3. See, technically I should be using insert instead of just setting it equal like that, but I don't care. This is very early in development. This is how I'm doing things. Holding is whether you're holding something or not. This is a little bounding box check, basically, to say, hey, is this XY position over an item? And so you pass it an item and XY, and it says, hey, is this over that or no? Draw, each class has its own draw method, so I just call those. If you're holding something, we draw it wherever the mouse is, and so you can pass custom values to the draw function on something to have it draw in a particular place. Oh yes, and then this whole code here is where it tells you the little tooltip on the bottom. So if you're not holding anything, it tells you to left click to grab or draw a card, etc., etc. else it'll, why did I put this here? Oh, hovering, not holding. Yeah, so this is now checking if you're hovering over something, and it'll say if you're holding a card and you're hovering over a card, then it'll tell you, hey, left click to form a deck with this card and the one under it. Or if you're hovering over deck, left click to shuffle it into the deck, or scroll up to place it on top of the deck, etc., etc. If you're hovering over a card, in this case you'd be holding a deck, hovering over a card. This is what I want to change, but when I went to change it last time, it broke, so I haven't changed it yet. So there's all that stuff. Then here's how it actually handles all that, and this is the code where I started to change it, and I was like, oh, blah. But yeah, if you're clicking with the left and you're not holding something, then it checks to see if you can grab something, and if it's a card, then you pick it up. If it's a deck, you draw a card. Yeah, it's just this whole clusterfuck of code, which contains a lot of sequences that are extremely similar, which is why I need to modify this and fix it, and this is stupid, and I shouldn't have to do it this way, I think. This bit is, oh yes, if a deck ends up with less than 2 cards, it automatically gets turned into a card, and this is the bit of code that does that, and basically every time you do anything, it checks everything to see if a deck has been modified, which is a really lazy and over-intensive way to do it, but it was the only way I could get it to work. Also, I have this temporary bit here. If you push M, it makes a deck and it just leaves it where it places it. It doesn't shuffle it or anything, so you just have a new... Well, I just drew a joker. And if I do this, I draw another joker. And, oh, I just faced everything. Now I've shuffled it by accident. There you go. Yes, so we have a... oh yes, when I'm holding it, I can scroll to shuffle rapidly. And there you go. We have bunch of cards and 2 jokers in the top. Let me start this over again. Actually, I need to save it first, and I also need to make it so that pressing M doesn't give you jokers. Hold on, pressing M, false to the jokers. But if you press what's M? M is for, let's say if you press J, then it will insert into the items a card that is a joker, and it'll do this twice, so that way you get 2 jokers if you want jokers by hitting J. There we go. Let me go ahead and put that in the readme as well while I'm at it. There we go. Alright, well, that's all for now. I'll put a little preview build up, so if you want to mess with it you can. Please report any bugs if you find any, and the way you would report bugs is by going to where you got it. The download, the link in the description will be to this page, except it won't say there aren't any releases here. It'll say pre-release, and then it'll say blah blah blah, and it'll be the thing that I'm going to make before I post this video. What you want to do is go to here where it says issues, and click that, and then click new issue. Of course, you have to have an account here, so if you don't have an account, it's pretty simple to make one. You just give them an email and a username and stuff, and there you go, and then I can help you. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in space.